All right, let's dive in with some questions, man. What are some of the most common mistakes that you see newer real estate investors make?
So we do get the benefit of seeing a lot of new investors come through our live events, here locally. And I think the biggest mistake that they make is
Today we have Andrew Lucas, founder of Columbia Cash Home Buyers and REI Deal Finders. Mm-hmm. He's actually local here in Columbia. Some might say he could be a competitor of ours, but we view collaboration over competition. And the more that you can come together, leverage your relationships inside of the industry, together we all achieve more. All right, let's dive in with some questions, man. What are some of the most common mistakes that you see newer real estate investors make?
So we do get the benefit of seeing a lot of new investors come through our live events, here locally. And I think the biggest mistake that they make is thinking they can't do it. And this is a mental game. This is a mindset shift. They think that they can't get into this business until they either have... whatever it is, there's a variable, there's something that they feel like they need, whether it's I need to have all the money right now, or I need to know every single thing that could go wrong with this house or a house before I buy it, or I need to know all the different options that I could possibly do before I get started. And so what it does is it opens up this Pandora's box of, real estate, you can make money in real estate so many different ways. And if you look in there and you start saying, well, what are all my options? You would literally be there for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Because there's so many different ways to make money in this business. So new investors use that as an excuse not to get started. So like, I don't know enough. Well, you're never going to know it all.
Yeah.
So you have to take action. You have to get started. You have to go somewhere. And generally, there's people like you, like we have our podcast, we have our live events, you have live events where you can go and connect with a group of people that will help you answer the questions that you actually need answered and allow you to take action and figure it out on the way.
Yeah. Or literally help you structure a deal.
Or do the whole deal.
Walk through it together. Like real estate is a team sport.
Oh, yeah.
So when you realize that and you can tap into the skill sets of other people in your network, right, it helps the whole team win.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to like belief, right? Like you're talking about people don't get started.
Yeah.
They lack the confidence. They lack the skills. They don't think they got money. But at the very root of that, it's just belief, right? They either don't believe that it's possible, they don't believe they have the resources. So as a coach, right, you as well, like you're trying to pull these limiting beliefs out from within them, so that you can help to elevate their mindset, right?
Oh yeah.
I think if I've learned anything in this industry, in the process of growing a business, if you don't believe something is possible, then you're going to cancel any opportunity of succeeding in that, right?
All your opportunities are gone. Yeah, you've got to, and there's all those excuses, that someone looks at you and says, well, Ben is, so handsome. Of course he got that deal. I would never get that deal. Or Ben has all the connections in the world. Of course he'll get the deal and I won't get the deal. Those are all those limiting beliefs, and they're just as silly as it sounds, right? It's just that silly, because everyone can do this if you go and take action. Connect with people, like you said, it's a team sport. Connect with people, and they'll help you along the way.
Yeah. So you've seen a lot of different facets and a lot of different sides inside of the real estate investing space, right? You've seen wholesaling, fix and flipping, obviously buy and hold investing. You got a couple multifamily units under management. And obviously, I think the answer to this is going to be different based on the season.
Yeah.
But when you look at the bottom line and the amount of effort that you put into each endeavor, which one of them would you say is your sweet spot where you've been able to pull out larger returns on investment than any other side of that vehicle?
I would say our wholesaling, our marketing, we basically call it a marketing business.
Yep.
It's where we go find deals. That's our deal finding operation. That is probably the best run business. However, it's that way because I'm not in it.
Yeah.
When I was doing acquisitions, my personality type is, Michelle could tell you exactly what it is, but essentially, like, I don't want a whole lot of conflict. I'm like a middle child where I want everyone to be happy. And what happens in acquisitions, as I'm in that seat, I end up, even though this person might accept $50,000 for a house, I know I need to get it under $60,000. I end up saying, all right, I'll pay you, 56, 57, where I could have got it at 50 because that's my personality type. I want to give them more. That meant essentially every single deal that I was bringing in, we were $5,000 short on what we could have been.
Yeah.
If you quantify that equals a lot of revenue that me in that seat was losing. So the reason that business is now our best run business is because we found the right people.
Yep.
To drive those positions. We have an incredible acquisitions, dispositions manager, and they run that machine. What I contribute to it is the deal finding aspect. So where do we market? How do we connect? The referral net that we've created here locally.
Yep.
That's what makes that business our best run business.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
big. Finding the right people.
Oh yeah.
And making sure that they're in the right seats.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's like, I give this, when I'm helping people, like if you're starting out on your own, of course you're doing all the seats, right? You're doing it all.
Yep.
But you've got to be aware and have self-awareness to know where you are failing your business.
Yep.
And that's the seat you get out of first.
Fire yourself.
Fire yourself immediately. Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's the only way the business is going to grow.
100%.
Yeah. Even though that's kind of the fun part, right? Acquisitions is like, that's what everybody wants to do, is go get the deal. But I was not the right person.
I don't enjoy the acquisition seat as much.
There you go.
Like the jumping in the car, having to travel, disrupt my schedule and routine.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of blocks out my day.
That's true.
But yeah, I've always, acquisitions was one of the first roles that I just handed
There you
off.
go.
Right, let's assist.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, you were self-aware enough, and that's
Yeah.
why you're still around. That's why your business is still going.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people, and then they're not here anymore.
True.
That's essentially what happens.
So when hiring, right, or when looking to build a team, what processes or what skill sets do you guys look for, and how do you bring them through that to identify if they're a good seat for your company culture?
Yeah, we use the DISC test, which is a personality profile. My wife is trained to read those things and understands all that. So, of course, that comes from the corporate world.
Yep.
So we look at resumes. We put a little bit of weight in the resume and the experience, but honestly, it's like I don't even care what's on the resumes anymore until I see that DISC test and
Yep.
see if their personality profile will fit the job we're looking for. And we've made that mistake before. We're like, man, this girl has perfect experience. She's done stuff just like this. Let's bring her on, even though her personality profile is a little off. What ends up happening is that person doesn't perform. There's some issues, and then you've got to replace them, right? Every time. So the DISC profile is where we start, and then it's company culture, which
Yep.
you said. And so our company culture, we have it on our websites. Everything we talk about is our company culture is a family atmosphere.
Yep.
We love the Lord, and we pray every morning, right? So if you come in and you don't fit that, then you're not going to be comfortable, and so you probably aren't going to stay. So Michelle deals with HR, so I don't know how we say that in HR world.
Yeah.
But that's just we are who we are, and our best hires come from people who already know who we are. They come from within some sort of sphere. They may not be our friends, but they know us through our connections. Somebody referred them to us because they thought they would be a good fit. I think everyone that works for us now, yes, has come through a referral, or we had conversations this morning. They were like, "Yeah, I slid into Michelle's DM, asked if y'all were hiring." So she had 2 or 3 people slide into her DM, and and they work for us now.
Love it.
So that's our hiring process. I mean, that's what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diving in with some meat and potatoes. What are your favorite marketing lists at the moment?
So we are heavy in postcards. So if you buy, essentially you have to buy the list and send it to a mail house and send that list out. We're at the point now where we kind of like, I almost want to just mail to everybody in the county.
Yeah.
So we mail to a big list, but the way we break it down is we just say absentee owner.
Yep.
And if they've had the house for more than five years at this point, because the appreciation's so high.
Yep.
We used to say 10 years, but now the last 5 years, if you bought a house in 2017 and you still own it, it is appreciated so much now that you have a ton of equity that you could sell it today and we could all make a deal. So yeah, I mean, that's our biggest list. We take that and then we send it. We will do some niche and still big, but we'll go with what's showing vacant. What's showing as we don't really mess with like out-of-state owners. We don't care where you live, as long as you don't live in it. So anything that's vacant, and then the high equity, like the old folks, someone that's living in it for 20 to 20, like over 20, 25 years.
Yep.
We'll send mail to that separately.
Yep.
So
situational, right? Where we're looking at situational problems that could lead to pain points or some type of distress that homeowner needs to exit the house quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
And we do this every month too, is the bankruptcy, the evictions, foreclosures, and the arrest record.
Yep.
But those are small lists. I mean, those 4 might be 1,200 people.
You guys mess with bankruptcies?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just send them the...
Have you closed the bankruptcy one? Do you know?
We've not. We worked through one, but it didn't go into bankruptcy. We were able to buy it before bankruptcy. We had one lady, he was able to keep her home, so she didn't sell. I don't know that we bought one that was in. I don't think so.
I know if it makes it into bankruptcy, it like ties up the assets, right? So
yes, but
so you're trying to catch it before it actually
hits. But they can sell. You just have to get permission from the court.
Of course.
And so that particular lady that was in it, she got permission to keep it because the bankruptcy was tied with an ex-husband, all this kind of stuff, and that was her home prior to or something like that.
Yeah.
So she was able to wiggle out. Which is ultimately, that's fine, right? I mean, we helped her.
Yeah, that's great.
Because we connected her with our attorney that said, hey, this is what it looks like. And then she's like, she was going to leave anyway, but then her job brought her back. And she's like, if I sell, I'll call you. I don't know if she'll ever call us back.
But you helped someone out.
We helped her out.
You did your
part
part
with that. But, again, that bankruptcy list is small.
Yep.
Very small.
Yep.
But we would want to get it before it gets tied up.
Absolutely.
Ideally. Yeah.
All comes down to pain, right?
Yeah.
We want to be real estate problem solvers.
Yep.
So how can we just get down to the root of it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's key point in guiding into acquisitions. If you're still in an active role in acquisitions or training an acquisitions team, you want to pivot and teach them around the pain points.
Yep.
Right? How can we pull out as much situational distress from the seller, right? That's going to help us see how we can best serve them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But distress people need our help.
So we call that the pain train. So we take them down the pain train. It's basically what's your pain? Let me get on the train with you. We're gonna ride together, and we're gonna figure out how we get out of there. And it rhymes, so we call it the pain train.
That's solid. I like that.
Yeah. So
I might have to steal it.
Yeah. I mean, it helps our visual.
Yeah.
It's so important, especially for new folks, since we're kind of talking to that when you're a deal finder and you're out there trying to get a deal and close it and get it under contract, it's not you versus the seller. You have to be on the same side as the seller to solve their problem. If you're combative or like negotiating against, like used car salesman, you might get a deal, but you're not going to get the best deal, and that seller is not loyal to you. So if someone comes back and offers them a better price, you're gone, just gone. But if you're working together to help them solve whatever problem they have, and the visual is we're sitting on the same side of the table. Like the seller's right here, I'm right here, the bad guy's over there. Seller, what can we do to get rid of that bad guy? You know? That has to be the way that you negotiate.
I agree.
Yeah.
I tell our people, always lead with a service first mentality, right?
Yeah.
My ultimate goal in stepping in this appointment is to identify how can I best serve you, right? Where you got these hardcore closers, right?
Yeah.
Like a hardcore phone salesman. That's never been our style, man. I don't know how people get that to work.
I don't either.
But when you can put somebody else's needs above your own, right? And really not just say you're going to serve them, but put your best foot forward to serve them. You win every time.
Agreed. That's the way we do it. And maybe that's the Southern hospitality, you know?
Yeah.